Dimension Sigma, Hammer Bricks, living in the 80s, Chemmax electrical discounts, 3 big stores, and British Paints.
Today is the day for heroes, for giving the best that you can, for winning and losing and saying, good on ya! It's all in the game. All in the game. It's all in the game. All in the game. It's all in the name of football. Football. Centrals. Glenelg. North. Norwood. Port. South. Stern. Torrens. Western. Whiteville. Sevens. Football.
Good afternoon and welcome to 7 Sports Big Replay, a real winter's day for the replay of last year's grand final on this Anzac Day long weekend between Port Adelaide and Glenelg at Football Park. Port Adelaide made a couple of changes. They omitted Aegis and also the other player that was omitted was Boyd, and into the 20 today, David Granger. And on the interchange bench for Port Adelaide, Chris Natt and Anthony Williams. Of course, Granger, a very interesting inclusion, and Granger played at centre half forward today, opening up for Port Adelaide his first game in 1982 after being suspended in last year's grand final against Glenelg. For Glenelg, their changes, Stephen Barrett was out and into the side Chris Duthie, and they played Robbie Walter on the interchange bench and also Chris Vader. Glenelg had won 2 out of their first 3 games this season. They'd been beaten by South Adelaide after defeating Norwood and Central Districts, and Port Adelaide had also won 2 out of their first 3 games, being beaten by Norwood and defeating South Adelaide and West Adelaide. So it was Port Adelaide second on the table against Glenelg, who were 4th on the table. A wet day at Football Park, real football conditions, and we pick up play between Port Adelaide and Glenelg. Your commentators Ian Day and Peter Marker at the beginning of the second quarter.
Port Adelaide 3-4 after a good first quarter into the breeze. The Bays 2-3. At the bounce, Carey back on the ball. He had a big spell in that second quarter. Porplycia's been winning the ball well away from centre. Belton now for Port Adelaide, slips it out. Granger heads for goal. This could be number 3. Puts it in the air, but he's just offline, I think. What's the umpire say? 1 point. Gee, that must have been close. The umpire was right underneath it, and he took some time to decide.
Well, Port Adelaide had 4 players in attack then and not 1 Glenelg player. Granger has started magnificently. Could have had his 3rd goal then. Coolman kicks off. Gee, that's gone 60 metres. Well, Russell Johnson appeared to mark, but plays on immediately, hooks one around. Evans a long way behind Coolman. It will go out of bounds and be thrown in. About 10 metres to the right of the point post, Port Adelaide's forward area. Holst having the job on Russell Ebert today. Weston and Corns playing on the ball. Kicking away on that occasion to Glenelg was McGuinness. The ball's coming straight back. Coolman, Marshall, Airy. Airy almost got the handball out to Granger. That was dangerous. Granger applied the tackle. Maynard, Bradley across the line, and for yet another throw-in. Graham Corns ran off the ground at quarter time, straight down the race. Didn't appear to be injured. He was followed by the team manager. We might find out a little bit later what the story is there. Back to the play, Bradley. McGuinness again. Cunningham a kick very high, out of bounds yet again. There's it up, there's a free being given. The umpires run in. Carey's at the bottom of the pack.
Against Granger.
He'll get the free kick though, or no free kick. I think the umpire's a bit worried, was he?
Well, there was a bit of a storm in that first quarter, Peter, but Granger, as you said, played brilliantly. On the bottom of the pack was Hewitt. Cunningham shot at goal, hit the behind post, which of course is out of bounds on the full, and the free kick will be taken by Peter Carey. Is it in the back pocket? Let's see who's going to take it. Yes, Big Super. 3-5 to 2-3 in a low-scoring game. Carey goes out looking for Weston, must be in centimetres from the line, almost on the full. Paul Weston playing an unusual role for him on the ball and half-forward flank, with Holst guarding Ebert at centre. And in that first quarter did a pretty good job. So there's Holst and Ebert at the right of your screen now. Ebert just coming back into picture. Holst wearing him like a shadow. Kernahan against Johnson. At the throw-in, Weston comes in as well. Porplycia can't pick it up. It goes towards Kinnear and McFarlane. A great tussle in that first quarter. McGuinness has it smothered off the boot. No, it was kicked away and out of play on the full, and the free kick will go to Greg Phillips at centre wing.
Glenelg appear to have problems. They've got very little up in attack at the moment. The Granger up high, can't mark. Running out of defence is Garton for Glenelg, who kicks wide looking for Sewer. Sewer hasn't started well for Glenelg. Hasn't started well at all. He didn't get a kick in the first quarter. He did manage one handball, but that was ineffective. Giles is killing him at the moment. The kick back to Port Adelaide's attacking area. Duthie up high, can't mark. Maynard, Cunningham. Port Adelaide appear to want the ball more. That's normally an indication of a winner of a game. They've got Phillips strong at centre-half back. Granger strong at centre-half forward. Ebert's being shadowed by Holst. He's finding it hard to get into the game, but he's got plenty of other players supporting. Carey. Williams applies the pressure. Garton, Marshall, looking for Kernahan. Gets past Kernahan and Phillips. Lunnis, a bit light in this company, can't seem to get into the game. Kernahan on the bottom of the pack. Umpire Argent separates players for a ball up.
Peter, you're right. The half-forward line of the Bays can't get into the action at all at the moment. Kernahan gets up high but misses the ball. It's Giles who takes the knock with Johnson. It was. Airy shows a clean pair of heels, drives to the half-forward line. Belton's on the loose. Well clear at centre-half forward. Elects to play on. Shoots in long. Shoots in on line. I think he's got it. Well done, Paul Belton. Beautifully done, Port Adelaide, as they rebounded off the half-back line. Belton gets his first, and Port Adelaide moves away to 4-5. Glenelg is 2-3.
Well, it was Russell Ebert in the pack that got the handball out to Airy. And there's one thing about these the people from the Airy family, like Father Dennis. Young Airy's got plenty of pace. He found Belton way out on his own, and Belton made no mistake with his sixth kick. Glenelg 2-3, Port Adelaide 4-5.
Danger signals up for the Bay as Carey goes for the ruck. Johnson gets the thump away. Beautifully done to Airy. That tackle was high, and the youngster's going to get another kick from the attack side of the centre circle. Airy coming into the game strongly now at the wing position. It's his fifth kick. Off the side of his boot, not one of his better kicks. Getting back is Hewitt. With him is McDermott. Tunnel ball out to that player. McFarlane. Maynard is the running player to the half-forward line, or he tried to go to the half-forward line, but the kick, not under pressure, wasn't good, and it's Kinnear who'll boot it back into play. Kinnear bolts off whilst the umpire is putting McFarlane on the right spot. Kicks in towards the half-forward line. Granger can't. Cunningham can. Gets the handball out, but it's all the Bays who swoop on that one. And taking it away now is Painter. Kicks towards centre wing. Sewer holds on to the hand of Giles. Giles gets the free kick. Sewer is kickless at the moment. Giles kick in towards Evans. A big leap. Great mark, fellows. A beautiful mark. He had to sit on that occasion. Came over the top of Coulman, who was powerless to prevent the takeoff. And Evans has got it 35 metres out in front. Starting to gain confidence, something that has been lacking in previous games. Kicks towards the lake end. Umpire Charlesworth just moving players away from Evans within his 10-metre allowance. Kicks towards the lake end, and it's offline again. Not one of his better kicks. 1 goal, 2 he's notched now. Port Adelaide's 4-6, Glenelg 2-3.
Certainly looking for Evans now, Port Adelaide players, and Glenelg have a problem across half forward, as Ian Day has mentioned. Sewer cannot get into the game. He's either giving frees away or not doing much more. Lunnis appears to be too light in this company, and Kernahan, of course, is up against the best centre-half back in the state, and that makes it difficult for him. Bradley, not a good handball. McFarlane, Holst, Weston. Good movement, Glenelg. This is better. Looking for Lunnis, number 24. Kernahan is 4. Lunnis takes the ball across the boundary line, and it will be thrown in. Still haven't found out what's gone amok with Graham Corns. I haven't seen him come back onto that coach's box. He still appears to be off the ground. Hoffner, the racehorse, charges away. Not a good left foot kick. Hewitt intercepts. Left foot's one back to centre half forward. Two Glenelg players appear to want it. The player onto the ground is Robbie Walter. He goes long, looking for McGuinness, finds that player, no mark. Hughes, Giles, Erie, McGuinness blocks the ball on the ground, well done. Oh, beautifully taken off him by Hughes, great interception. Check sides one back towards Belton and he marks. Ebert the run, Port Adelaide looking good. Ebert balks beautifully, draws two players, gets it back to Belton. He'll use the left boot. The tackle wasn't on, looking for Evans. Granger up high, can't mark, Evans from behind. Goal, great football Port Adelaide, 2 to Evans, 5-6 to Magpies, Glenelg 2-3. Glenelg trailing by 3-7. It's a big deficit in these conditions. Weston will fly against Garton, strangely enough. Kinnear kicked around his body. Well, here comes Granger. Be careful, Hewitt. Granger puts McGuinness down. Adjudged in the back by Rick Charlesworth and David Granger. No point at all in arguing, but the crowd love it nevertheless. Ian Day.
McGuinness from centre wing. Granger, a brilliant player in the first half, although he gave away a few frees, but gee, he did some damage. Goes to the half-forward line. And there's Michael Erie in defence. Quiet first quarter, but a brilliant second one, and he's continuing on from that performance. McGuinness at the back of the pack. Jams it onto his boot. Little method in the Bay attack as they go to the half-forward line. Aerial ping-pong. Garton tunnel balls it. Bradley back in defence. Robbie Walder in there, can't get rid of it. Still soccering away. Erie on the scene. Over the top is Hoffner, but the umpire will come in and bounce. Centre half-forward for the Bay. They trail by 25 points, kicking with the breeze in the third quarter. Clever tap away, gives Stephen Williams the chance, drives to the half-forward line, Belton's there, misreads it, Carey with the chance. Hewitt flanks him, kicks long, screws it right up towards full forward, Kernahan in the front spot, at the back of the pack now, Painter gets it through to Corns, snaps, goal, well done the Bays. Painter's goal, Corns kicked it, but I think it was Painter who got it to him. Corns' first goal, getting very gingerly to his feet, but the Bays have got number 6 on the board.
The Bays are finding something, and a great movement from Hewitt. He took the handball in the middle of the ground, kicked long, came off hands, painted a Corns, and Corns under great difficulty with that shoulder, managed to get ball to boot to get his first goal, and Glenelg some respectability. 6-4, trailing Port Adelaide 8-11.
At the centre bounce will be Carey. Johnson's tap again towards McFarlane, who gets bowled by it. Forced by Bradley to the half-forward line. It's got to be a Port Adelaide free or a mark. And Stephen Williams, who had a fine first half, gets the free kick. Came up a little proppy. Too far out to score. Evans in the square. Screws a nice-looking kick up towards that player. Waiting for it to come down off the fingers. He scoots after it now. He'll need support. Does it well for a big man. Shoots at the big white one. Coming back with the breeze, and I think it's just gone through for a point. Certainly the breeze wouldn't have helped it. Coming from the right of your screen would have forced it away from the goals, and a point has been notched by Port Adelaide. 8-12, they lead Glenelg 6-4.
Keith Coleman has kicked off magnificently today. Let's have a look at this one. Not one of his better kicks. 40 to 50 metres off. Magnificent effort, Johnson. He's a good ruckman. What a great find for Port Adelaide. They traded Mark Williams for him. That was a big loss, but they knew they had Russell Ebert coming back, and they picked up Russell Johnson in the bargain. A great ruckman. Evans can't quite mark. Belted away by Kuhlman. Granger's in there fighting. On top of the ball now is Belton, the big improver in the last 2 seasons for Port Adelaide. Now one of the state's most accomplished rovers, Paul Belton, with co-rovers Cunningham and Stephen Williams. They certainly give Port Adelaide plenty. Granger against Vader. Vader gets the tap down off brilliantly rode Bradley. Bradley puts it onto the boot. Has he bottled it? An amazing goal if he got it. No, it was touched or it hit the post. But Port Adelaide now have 8-13. Glenelg 6-4.
The umpire indicated it was touch, Peter, but what an incredible shot for goal. This kid has got talent to burn. He's having a run on the ball at the moment. Pullman. Oh, that's going to lob almost in the centre square. A top kick. Porplycia to the half-forward line. The bounce is going to side here. Hewitt gets a nice one. Drives long to the half-forward line. Back there is Hoffner over his head. Sewer gives a chance. Garton over the half-forward line. He goes. He steadies. Goes in long. Not going to make the distance. Kernahan there. Can't pick it up. Corn's waiting for the outcome. But well done there as paddled away by the Port Adelaide defence in Leslie towards centre wing. McFarlane can't mark it. Throws himself on the ground. Gives a chance to Carey. Carey wants support. Changes direction. Goes back to the half-forward line. Off the fingers. Walter snaps with his left leg. I think he snapped truly. What a goal! Brilliantly done, Robbie Walter. His second. And the Bays are up and running in the latter part of this third quarter. They trail 7-4 to Port Adelaide's 8-13.
No doubt that they found something. Magnificent work on the ground by John McFarlane. Got it to Carey. Carey put a high one in. Robbie Walter intercepted. Onto the left boot and kicked truly for his second this quarter. 7-4 the Tigers. Port Adelaide 8-13.
Difficult to see how much time we've had because the scoreboard is not acting properly. The clock on it must have been affected by the rain. Weston and Cunningham, the two skippers. Down goes Holt. Free kick. Check side of the centre circle. The Bay's got some incentive now. Kicks long Holt. Phillips back to centre half back again if he ever did go to full back. Kernahan taps it out. Hoffner with the pace. Screams away across goal. Drives towards grandstand side. 1-1. McFarlane and Kinnear thumped away. Quickly on the scene is Porplycia. Gets the kick away but under pressure can't control it and it's out of play on the full.
David Holt's doing a good job on Russell Ebert. He's kept the Port champion down to 3 kicks so far into the game. That's quite amazing. McFarlane kicks to full forward, up high. Garton, I think he's pulled it in. This is the boy that was dragged off on a stretcher midway through that second term. Came back onto the ground. He appeared to, the reports at half-time was that he was okay. He's not proppy at all, so one can only imagine that the stretcher was precautionary. What an important shot for Glenelg. The kick on the way. No problems with that. Garton's got his first, and Glenelg are back in business. 8-4, Port Adelaide 8-13.
The final quarter at Football Park, a magnificent fight back by Glenelg in that third quarter. Sees them trailed by only 7 points, 9-6 to 9-13, as Porplycia sends Port Adelaide into the half-forward line. Getting back on it is Hewitt. Quickly snapped forward by McDermott to the half-forward line. A chance for Sewer, the running player Marshall. The handball goes out. It's not a good one, however. Weston gets the crumbs. Back to Garden, jams it onto his boot. In towards the half-forward line he goes. Eckerman back in defence, paddling the ball towards the line, and he's happy to see it go over. The Bays kicked 6 goals, 3 in the third quarter to Port Adelaide's 1-3 to put them in with a chance, although the Magpies have got the breeze behind them in the last quarter. Nullified to a large extent by the rain which is tumbling down. Eckerman, the handball out towards Marshall. Heavy clash of bodies. Hoffner uses his pace to break clear. Drives back towards midfield. Bader comes to meet it. Can't quite get his hands to it. Maynard, McGuinness, the Bays over the half-forward line again. Oh, the kick is not a good one. It's going to find Kernahan, I think. Not Kernahan, Robbie Walter. I might be unkind, but I don't think he looked for that player. But Robbie Walter, who's done well since being interchanged when the Bays lost all the players that they have with injuries, some still on the ground. Corns is one, but Walter has done well. 45 metres out. The kick is way off the side of his boot. In fact, it could be very close to out of play on the full. And not a good effort. Would have been a handy one had he kicked the goal. Peter Marker.
They needed that one in, you're right. Robbie Walter's certainly given them a lift at centre half forward since he's come on, but the kick belies that. Hughes kicks off. Well, Carey on his own. Port Adelaide lose a bit when Johnson goes off. Nat's on at the moment. Carey goes short, looking for Corns. Oh, he can put his hands up and mark it. He does. Came off with a shoulder injury at the end of that first quarter. In fact, at the quarter-time break, but kicked a goal in that third quarter after Seabohm also kicked a courageous goal. Corns now has got a very important one. This will bring them within 1 point. He can kick it. On its way, no doubt about it. Corns has 2. Glenelg 10-6, Port Adelaide 9-13.
Well done, Peter Carey, when he took that mark and he passed across the Corns, and it looked like that Studley was in a position to mark. Knowing the history of his shoulder early in this game, we wondered whether he could put his hands up. He did it well, suffered a bit of pain, but he kicked the goal, and the Bays are only 1 point down.
Russell Johnson back in ruck. That's off. Porplycia, Cunningham, Chris Duthie gets it for Glenelg. They've certainly lifted. McFarlane kicks it forward, looking for Sewer. Sewer hasn't had a good day. This is his first kick, in fact. Hasn't had a good day indeed. That's out of bounds on the full. And, well, Ralph, I suppose that we all have bad ones, but I guess you'd have to put that down as, or today's down as one of your worst. He did a couple of useful things in that third quarter, though. Hoffner's kick, back along centre wing in front. Vader, he's certainly collared Granger since he went to centre half back. Cunningham, Holst tears away with the ball. He's beaten Ebert, looking for Corns. Up high, Corns, magnificent mark. Seems to have got over that shoulder problem. Painter's in front of the pack, can't mark. Hoffner through his hands. Eckerman tripped, no free kick. Leslie dives on top of the ball. The umpire separates players for a bounce. 10-6 Glenelg, Port Adelaide 9-13.
4 minutes into the final quarter. Kernahan, but the tap was by Johnson, who was quickly switched back into the game by coach John Cale. McFarlane claims the mark. The umpire agrees. Ducks round. Kicks a long one into Ford's full forward, looking for Corns again. I think he's found him. Centimetres from the line. Most acute angle. Kicking against the rain and the breeze. Would be a miracle goal from here. Even if he can make the distance. He's well out. Some 40 metres with a heavy ball. Taking his time. This could put the Bays in front. Kick is stopping with the breeze. Who's in front? Kernahan! Well, the angle's not much better, but certainly the distance is a lot shorter. He's only 15 metres. Maybe improved his angle slightly, although the umpire's taking care of that, pushing him around a bit. The youngster couldn't get into the game at centre half forward. He's gone to full forward. Still working hard for a Bay victory. Kick it, goal. I think he got it. Oh, what a kick. And the Bays have hit the front. Kernahan's second goal. An amazing fight back by Glenelg. They lead 11-6 to Port Adelaide's 9-13. Peter.
9-13 Port Adelaide, trailing Glenelg 11-6 by 5 points.
Yes, Peter, they were 6 goals, 1 down. 37 points at half-time. The line ball again, another bounce, this time in the full forward left pocket. Almost out to half forward. 11-6 to 9-13. A bounce down, or might be even a throw up. Kernahan, Johnson gets another thump away. Corns, grovelling for the ball, can't pick it up. Hoffner, rebounded well off the half-back line. That kick is not a good one, however. McFarlane can't find it. He's well tackled by Kinnear, who grubbers a kick away. In goes the feet, kicking to the danger, quite right. And the free kick will go on the half-back line to Martin Leslie. 8 minutes into the final quarter. Really a top game now. Carey almost, he's been paid the mark. David Granger indicating to the umpire he didn't feel as though that it was taken long enough. Carey to the half-forward line, looking for Walder, gets his hands up. 2 call on that occasion for Peter Hoffner. Robbie Waldo, well out from goal still, some 80 metres. Drops it in now towards full forward, looking for Kernahan. Phillips has paid the free kick and will get it from the edge of the square.
Phillips will bring it wide, grandstand boundary, looking for Belton. He's out in front of McDermott. He'll get there first. I think he might see it roll over the boundary line. He does. Into the Glenelg coach's box. Paul Belton has played pretty well. He's had as many touches as any Port Adelaide player. 12 kicks and 10 handballs. Not a bad effort in these conditions. Russell Johnson. Peter Carey belts the ball forward. Airy will get there first. Opposition from Weston and Marshall. And Laurie Argent separates players for a bounce or a ball up. Glenelg leading by 5 points after a magnificent third quarter. Johnson and Carey, they nullify each other, and Laurie Argent will repeat the dose. Player Anthony Williams getting ready to come onto the ground. It may well be that David Granger will come off. He's given away a lot of free kicks of late. Yes, Granger coming off. Anthony Williams on. Felton marks. Well, Laurie Argent has played 15 metres for a tackle. Play on now, surely, no. He's going to give him the length of the ground by the look of it. A bit lucky to get away with that. Anthony Williams in front, marks. 2 grabs. This could be just what Port Adelaide need, because Granger had run out of steam and he was giving away free kicks. There he is. Probably happy about how he's played, but hasn't played too well of late. Oh, Evans dropped what he should have taken. McFarlane knocks the ball to ground. Picking up Anthony Williams. He swung it back. This has gone close. First kick, and he gets a goal. Port Adelaide back in front. 10-13, Glenelg 11-6.
What a brilliant goal to Anthony Williams. And I suppose that would make a coach feel warm when you make a move. And immediately he comes on, he takes a good mark at centre half forward, follows it up. The ball comes to ground in the full forward area, and he snaps truly. The ball came back several metres to go through the goal. And Port Adelaide have resumed the lead. 10-13, 11-6, a top game on 7's big replay.
There's the Port bench. David Granger a break, but he'll freshen up. He might come on later. Carey got the knock away. Kicked off the ground by Sewer. Breaking clear Giles. Port Adelaide have starting to pick up again. Holst in front of Ebert. Holst very close to the line. Handballs it back. But the umpire is indicating that it went out. Holst is not wrapped about that, I can tell you. Maynard was on the end of the handball, and Port Adelaide have maintained possession in their forward line. Johnson comes down for the fray. Anthony Williams up high. Russell Ebert tries to soccer it off the ground. Cunningham. Stephen Williams. Cunningham again, and Laurie Argent will bounce.
Played 12 minutes of the final quarter. Still anybody's game, 1 point in favour of the Magpies. Carey uses his body, but he's shepherded out Russell Johnson. And the Port Adelaide big man will get the free kick from the half-forward left flank. The Magpies must have been shocked by the way the Bays came out after half-time. A 37-point deficit, reduced to only 7 points at three-quarter time. Now they've got a point lead. Evans. Here's a chance now for Cunningham. Leg. Painter. Short across goal. Could be trouble. Picking it up, Hoffner. McFarlane and Kinnear. Hoffner again. McFarlane goes for the soccer. Chasing it towards the line. Whoop, they do. And the umpire hasn't seen it as McFarlane goes down and the ball is out of play. Didn't look good in the screen. Peter Marker.
It was there, Ian, but I guess the umpires can't see everything. Anthony Williams, Carey, does it well. Through comes Hoffner. Out goes Painter. And it will be thrown in again. A 1 point lead to Port Adelaide. Goals at a premium. Anthony Williams doing all the hard work now, so he should. He's a fresh player. Duthie kicks it out of bounds. And the free kick will be taken by Hoffner. Not Hoffner, Giles. The half-back line of Port Adelaide was supreme in the first half, but it was challenged in the third quarter by Robbie Walter. He set it up for Glenelg. Anthony Williams in front again, can't mark. Peter Carey paid the mark, and he certainly lifted in.
Peter, since half-time, he's been brilliant. The Carey we know. Still, that doesn't mean to say that Johnson hasn't done well. It's his 11th kick, and it wasn't a good one. Bradley under pressure. Likewise, Mano, Johnson to the half-forward line. Gardon can't get it. Porplycia under pressure. Carey again, not 20 metres or not 15 metres. Short now. Mowed down there is Duthie. Over the top of that player is Port Adelaide. Gee, they look so dishevelled, it's hard to pick up. And that is Michael Erie. Gets to his feet. Carey and Johnson. Line ball, Duthie. Bumps it towards centre wing. Hoffner through. Duthie again. Towards the half-forward line. Weston Shepherd gives Painter a chance. Back to Weston. Too slow almost. Gets his kick away up towards full forward. Kernahan thumped away by Ackerman. Back towards the half-back line. Cunningham can't get the kick away, although he grubbers one over to Giles. Weston goes in, applies the tackle. Bradley goes for the safety of the line. Out there is the Port Adelaide player in Hoffner, but it's out of play, half-forward left flank.
Port Adelaide leading by a point. They still look slightly more solid than Glenelg in defence, but the Bays are certainly challenging. Painter, a high ball, up high Hughes. Can't take the mark. Here's a chance, Glenelg. McGuinness breaks through. He's mowed down in the back. Difficult decision. The Hughes tackle looked reasonable, but it didn't appear to be tardy. Perhaps he did nudge him in the back, and an important shot for McGuinness. He's a left footer. The distance could be a spot of bother for him. He's probably got to lift the ball and get about 45 metres. Bit of nudging there. Kernahan Phillips. The ball now holding up in the wind. It's not going to make the distance. Kernahan can't mark. Picking up Hewitt. He's come down from the back line and he's kicked a goal. His first. And Glenelg get the lead back. 12-6, Port Adelaide 10-13.
Played 17 minutes of the final quarter. Smothered off the boot of the Port Adelaide player there in Bradley. Sewer, who's having a nightmare game at the moment, still battling on. Finally it comes out to Belton from Mano to the half-forward line. Duthie should be paid the mark or the free, and he'll get it on the half-back line. Quickly runs it to Carey. The Bays are off again. Carey short towards centre wing. There it's taken by McGuinness. Carey sprints past for the handball, but McGuinness goes long, up towards the half-forward line. Weston slips out a handball. Oh, Marshall leaves it behind. Erie to Cunningham. Ackerman, half-back flank. Dummies, kicks long to the half-forward line. Here's a charge for Port Adelaide now. Williams is being well shepherded by his brother. Beautifully done, Anthony Williams. Stevens got it, but the umpire has ruled what? Oh, no! He's taken the ball off him for shepherding when not within 5 metres, I assume, Peter.
No, he's indicating that he held on to the player. Ian, I couldn't see it, but I guess we've got to give the umpire the benefit again because he was out there. Cunningham, a throw was ruled against Cunningham when he gave it to Hoffner. Well, Port Adelaide got one, or have got two that have gone against them. Cunningham on this occasion, I didn't think that he threw it, but a look at the picture might tell the story. Back to McGuinness it goes. Glenelg have a chance now. McGuinness will go long to centre half forward. Up high Garton, can't mark. Walter picks up. He's check-sided one. This is going to go close. Kernahan can't mark. But it's through for a point. One clear goal now, Glenelg in front. 12-7, Port Adelaide 10-13.
Well, the Bays not to be denied. Nat warming up, ready for the interchange with Russell Johnson. Phillips, who's had that right thigh strapped since half-time, still doesn't seem to be affected when kicking. Walter almost taken by Belton. Good tackle. In goes Weston. Hoffner waiting for the outcome. No, Russell Johnson it is. A bit of byplay behind. Walter being nicely helped up by Russell Johnson. But the bounce will take place at centre half forward. The Bays in attack. 10-13, 12-7. Thumped away by Johnson. Out towards Hughes. Tapped cleverly Porplycia. Good first half, quieter since then. And the umpire has indicated a push in the back. The Bays are getting him in the last quarter. McDermott, too far out to score. Kernahan gave the lead, but McDermott is going long. In towards Kernahan, sets himself. Phillips at the back of the pack. Off the fingers it comes. Mano thumps it away. A good tackle put on the Port Adelaide player there who can't get it clear. Possibly Mano again as he climbs to his feet, and the umpire will bounce at centre half forward.
Nat still getting ready for Port Adelaide, but I don't know if they want to take Russell Johnson off. He's still getting those important tap-outs. Cunningham failed to tackle Sewer correctly. Comes out to McGuinness. The tackle from Kinnear is ineffective. McGuinness has gone long towards goal. He's just offline. 1 point. 12-8 the Tigers. Port Adelaide 10-13.
Well, Peter, It seems to be the Bays with the drive at the moment. Port Adelaide are going to need a lift from somewhere, down 7 points. Sewell wants to claim the mark. Can't. Quickly out, Weston heads towards goal. He's just offline. A superb handball then from Garton, who was going to the turf. Ralphie Sewell couldn't get clear, but he got the ball forward. The Bays now by 8 points. Phillips goes to the outer side. Carey's out there with Johnson. Johnson almost at the second grab. Mano having a run on the ball. Out towards Kinnear. If it sits for him, he's in business. McFarlane can't catch him over the half-forward line. Go Port Adelaide. Evans up there, thumped away by Coolman. Quickly Bradley in towards the full-forward pocket it goes. And taking it across the line is Maynard in a desperate last-ditch effort.
8 points separate the two sides. Plenty of time for either to get up. Port Adelaide trailing at the moment, and as Ian Day said, they need a lift in attack. Russell Ebert now at half-forward. He could be the player to give it to them. Pulse. Johnson off, Nat on. Cunningham fell over the ball. I think the umpire will have to ball this up in a minute. Yes, he does. Very close to the right-hand point post in Port Adelaide's attacking zone. Nat, fresh legs, onto the ground. Evans tries to catch the ball, picking up Porplycia. Diving on top of the ball, Maynard tries to get it out. Anthony Williams is in there. Rick Charlesworth stops play again, and a ball up very close to the Port Adelaide scoring zone.
Gee, Peter, the Bays have got some desperation since half-time. They were pretty meek and mild in the first half, but gee, they've come out like tigers in the second. Farmed out there by Duthie. Holtz can't get through either, and the umpire's got no alternative to bounce once more. He won't bounce, he'll throw it up. Right forward pocket, Port Adelaide. Desperately now needing a goal. Holtz goes for the thump away, but it's back to Kinnear. He'll try to keep it in play. Back now towards Evans. Oh, he's pushed out of the road. Free kick. The Bay player's not happy, but the free kick will go to Tim Evans in the full forward right pocket, about 20 metres out. A difficult kick with his heavy ball, but Evans, the specialist full forward, should get it. He's got 3.
Well, it's a very hard shot for goal, Ian. That would be the hardest spot to kick one at Football Park. If he can do it on this occasion, it's an indication that he certainly knows how to kick them.
Taking his time. Kick underway. Oh, it's not a good one under pressure. And Big Tim has missed 2 or 3 set shots today. He's kicking not what it ought to be. 10-14 Port Adelaide. Glenelg 12-9.
Kicking off will be Keith Coolman. He's got plenty of distance today with his kicking. Short is Hewitt. Oh, it's not a good kick from Coolman. Very close to the boundary line. It's gone out. I think that will be a free kick to Port Adelaide. They play on immediately, but Rick Charlesworth intervenes, and the ball will go back. Go back to Craig Bradley. It's too far, certainly, for him to kick a goal. He'll probably centre it. Port Adelaide will rely on players like Anthony Williams and Evans for the mark. And they've got plenty of smaller players down there. Cunningham, Williams, Porplycia, Ebert for the crumbs. Here's Bradley's kick. Oh, he's going for goal. Very close, just offline, 1 point. He's sneaking back to within that one kick in. 10-15 Port Adelaide. Glenelg 12-9. Trailing now by 6 points.
Peter, we've almost played 25 minutes, so there's only time on remaining. 10-15 to 12-9. Coolman kicks out a long one to the outer side. That'll take 2 kicks to get it back. At centre wing, Walter. Kinnear down on the ball. Searching for it also is Hofter. And the umpire will come in and bounce. Half forward right flank. Port Adelaide in attack, down by 6 points. Tap down, goes towards the wing. Kinnear can't get it clear. Walter back in defence, leaves it for Hewitt. Not intentionally. Still grovelling for it as he by the line. Screws it back. Peter Carey centres the ball. Setting himself now, Mano. With him is Sewer. Can't find it. Mano comes out with a ball. Wants to get a handball away. Giles, Painter, Marshall, Giles again. Wrestling hard for the ball. Did it well to get it to the half-forward line, but Hewitt is there. The Bays go forward. 3 minutes remaining. Over on the outer side, the handball goes through. Marshall with a charge if he can pick it up. Swings out a handball now. McGuinness. Short one in towards full forward, but it's too far. Phillips comes to meet it. Takes it well. Kicks clear. Oh, Port Adelaide with a chance now. Belton clear. Hughes provides the run. Dummies that one. Belton now goes long to the half-forward line. Looking for Williams. Holt's back in defence. Oh, he's handballed wrong way. Well taken by Coleman, however, who goes into towards the forward pocket. Williams gives chase. With him out there is Kinnear. Hooks the ball back, or tries to, but back in defence. Oh, can't be taken by Bradley. Holst on top of the ball, tries to give it away, and the umpire will bounce into time on.
Well, Glenelg had a big chance there. Weston was on his own down there in that forward line, and he was ignored. Obviously not too happy about it, and Port Adelaide have swung right back into attack. There's one kick in it. McDermott gets the kick away. It's marked by Williams. Kinnear it is. Oh, he's too far out to score. There's about 2 minutes remaining. Port Adelaide have got to get one now.
Peter, he's a good kick. He could make the distance.
Well, it's a long way in. He'd need a good 50 metres to get this one. He's going to drop it in the square. Anthony Williams in front. Can't mark. Airy. Players dive on the ball. Holst doing heavy work. Airy was jumped on then. A bit fortunate that he wasn't free kick. The ball will be thrown in. Anthony Williams having a chat to the umpire. I think he said too much. A free kick to Vader.
Vader from the fullback right pocket. Puts it high. Weston, Belton up over the top. Cunningham in there as well. Can't get it clear. No, the umpire indicates a free kick to Port Adelaide. It'll go the way of Cunningham. Time starting to run out for Port Adelaide. They're only one straight kick down. In attack now, a high one in towards the square. Williams will set himself, can't bring it down. Porplycia in there as well. Duthie in defence, gets the handball out. Peter Carey, dummy, twist, turn. The big fella did that well. Oh, but it's straight back to Chris Nat. Here's a chance there. Well, they can't pick it up. Giles up in attack. Push in the back. Oh, here's a chance for Port Adelaide, and the base supporters on their feet. Didn't like it at all. Tony Giles can't score from here. Must be only about a minute left. Giles too far out to score. Up in the square. Williams will be a leaper up. I think he's got it. Oh, no call to play on. Williams has got the ball and he's disappointed. The mark wasn't paid. A bounce down on the edge of the square. Only seconds remaining. Oh, look at the players in their arms and legs. Porplycia comes out and the umpire indicates once more my ball.
Port Adelaide are going to find it very hard to get one from here. Glenelg have really stacked it up there in defence. One straight kick in it. You wouldn't think it was close looking at John Halbert, but he's probably tied up inside. Porplycia applies the tackle, holding the ball. Well, have you ever seen one given so quickly? Oh. Rick Charlesworth has given an incredible decision, and the Glenelg players, I can tell you, are not happy.
And there's the siren, Peter!
Well, if he kicks straight, it's a draw in.
Oh, what an incredible pressure on Andy Porplycia. The game is over, the siren is gone. Spectators pouring onto the ground. Andy Porplycia is 20 metres out. He heads towards goal. I think he's got it, it's a draw! Oh, what a game! A draw here on Anzac Day. What a magnificent finish, and deservedly so. Port Adelaide's first half, the Bay's second half. A brilliant finish, a controversial finish. A free to Andy Porplycia, holding the ball, given against the Bay defence. And the final score here at Football Park, 11-15, Port Adelaide 81, Glenelg 12-9, 81. What a game of football, and you've seen it on Channel 7.
Yes, I think Ian Day summed it up well. What a game of football. Port Adelaide and Glenelg, two winners here today, despite the fact it was a draw, 11-15 to 12-9, after Port led by 37 points at half-time. A magnificent performance by both sides. Looking at the goal kickers, Granger got 3 and Evans 3. That's a great comeback for David Granger. Minot got 2 for Port Adelaide. For Glenelg today, 4 players kicked 2 goals, Weston, Seabohm, Walter and also Corns. In the other game today between Sturt and Woodville, a big win to Sturt then. They've gone to the top of the ladder. 24 goals 20 to Woodville, 7 goals 8. Sturt winning by 114 points at the Adelaide Oval. Hollis got 5, Fry got 5, Graham and Davies both 3. And for Woodville, Beecroft got 2 in the first quarter and Mansfield got 2 goals. Attendances today, 22,000 people at Football Park, 22,106 and 5,483 at the Adelaide Oval, so it's just over 34,000. That was a great attendance at Football Park. Leading goal kickers, the only change there is that Seabohm got 2 today, goes to 15, but Edward's still on top with 29. And the premiership table, Sturt go to the top of the ladder for the first time this year. North are 2nd, Port 3rd, Glenelg 4th and Central Districts 5th. And then out of the 5 we've got Norwood on 4 points with West and South, and then Torrens and Woodville yet to have won a game. Torrens, of course, with 1 win. Next week it's West against Woodville, South against Torrens, Glenelg against Sturt. Should be a great game at the Bay, and 2 big games, Norwood against North at Norwood and Port against Centrals at Alberton. Don't forget, 9:30 tomorrow night, the Escort Championship game between Essendon and Richmond. Next Saturday morning, 11:30 for the reserves clash, and then 7 o'clock for the big replay. Hope you've enjoyed it tonight. It's been a great game. We'll see you for the Escort Championship tomorrow night.